Hello and welcome to another Classic Motor Cars Classic Car Sales video. I'm Nigel Woodward and this is a fantastic 1958 Aston Martin DB2 Mark III. So the Mark III followed on from the DB2 and the 2.4. In many ways the first Newport Pagnell Aston Martin, although they're known as Felton cars. Aston Martin's factory being based down in Feltham in North London for many years up until the early 1960s. These cars were bodied by Tickford Street, Newport Pagnell, so in many ways they are the first Newport Pagnell car. So a firm favourite of mine, Mark III's, fantastic 3 litre 6-cylinder engine, twin overhead camshaft, about 160 horsepower in this particular configuration, and this car is fitted with Weber carburetors rather than the standard 2 SU carburetors. And it runs very well indeed on the Webers, I've got to say. So only 2 previous owners from new for this car. So for a car of this age, obviously that is a very small number of owners, and since around 1980 this car has been in the ownership of a single family, father and son, and they have cherished and loved this car. It's had a lot of very sensible upgrades, but it does also retain a lot of originality. So let's take a closer look. So this car has never been completely restored. It's had a lot of maintenance and upgrades, and it's basically been cherished and looked after over the years, mainly by the current owner, although there's quite a few period upgrades on the car. And as you can see, the result is a very authentic car, very clean, very tidy, nice chrome, car painted in cellulose, so it looks quite authentic by period. It's got all the right features on it. It's got the rain guides there on the quarter lights. Painted wheels, I think they look far better than chrome wheels on these cars. And the first Aston Martin to use the cathedral rear lights there. They were taken over onto the DB4 later on, and indeed these cars share the same dashboard design, same instrument cluster design as the DB4. So very much a sort of transitional car between the separate chassis coach-built Felton cars and the platform chassis Superleggera constructed later DB4s and 5s. Let's have a look inside. So a very tidy car inside as well. These cars have got a fold down backrest to the rear seats there, so gives you a much bigger luggage compartment with that folded down. There's that dashboard which was copied across onto the later DB4. Nice period radio. This car's still got the valve radio, and that works. And you can see there's the receiver unit for the radio tucked up under the dashboard. So really tidy there. Let's have a look in the luggage compartment. So plenty of space in the back of a Mark III. Great for touring, and look, it even comes with some period luggage. And I don't know if you can see that or not, but this case belonged to Mr. and Mrs. Foland, who are relatives of the current owner. And if you're into classic aviation and you know anything about the Red Arrows, you'll realise the significance of Foland. Let's start her up. So here we are in the cockpit. So the car is not particularly warm at the moment. I've literally just run it out of the workshop. you go, she's on the button. As I say, this car is on Weber carburetors, so she runs very well on them as well, which is no mean feat with a 2.4 or a Mark III. So it's still very cold at the moment, but good oil pressure there, as you can see. There we go, starting to warm up. Let's have a look under the bonnet. Right, here we are under the bonnet, and talking of the bonnet, is this enormous sort of clamshell construction, very heavy, and it meets the rest of the body literally around the middle of the car there, and it's one of the most difficult things to get right when you restore these cars, because this shut line that it forms needs to be neat and uniform, and you'll see many of these cars where it's not. So as you can see, everything is in very nice order indeed under here. There are a few changes from standard, so we've got a vacuum tank here where the receiver unit, the valve receiver unit for the radio would have been originally. I'll come back to that in a second. There's your Weber carburetors, some nicely lagged exhaust manifolds there, and but we've retained the toolkit and the jack, etc., and it's all in really nice order under there. The car is in a similar condition underneath. We've got a chassis, a coach painted chassis, and it's very tidy indeed, very clean underneath. So that vacuum tank is because, or is fitted because, the car has servo assisted brakes. So these cars didn't have brake servo originally, and although they have disc brakes, and the brakes were very good for the period, they tended to suffer from quite a long pedal travel, and they needed a pretty firm push really. I've got to say the brakes on this car are excellent. The servo adds a lot of power, and the way it's been fitted has got rid of the long pedal travel, and the brakes are really very good. So all in all, a really nice sort of under bonnet area. Engine is in first class condition, great oil pressure, and pulls very strongly indeed. It works very well on the carburetors, very good brakes, and we're really happy with the car mechanically generally. Very nice. So I've just closed the bonnet down and I'm going to secure it. And as you can see, we have the world's most heavy duty bonnet catch assembly. So lock that huge clamshell bonnet down. While I'm in there, you can see the umbrella handbrake. So a nice sort of 50s sort of period feature, and she's warmed up now, so we're definitely ready for a road test. So here we go, the open road. There we go, all those brakes are very nice. Gearbox has got a nice sort of firm mechanical feel to it. go, what a fantastic Mark III. Not many nice Mark IIIs around, in my opinion. They're difficult to restore. Certainly not many unrestored Mark IIIs around. And to find a car like this, which has been properly looked after over the years, it's had everything done to it that needs to be done to it, but retains all of that sort of patina and provenance of a very original car. Competition history, by the way, Goodwood in '79. 2 previous owners and new, in the same family since around about 1980. Some nice upgrades, great brakes, goes like a train, fantastic car. If you're interested in this car, why not give us a call, 01746 765 804, or drop us a line at mail at classic-motor-cars.co.uk. We'd love to hear from you, and you'd certainly enjoy a test drive in this car. Hope the video's been helpful, and we look forward to hearing from you. Thanks very much.